Who's up? Who's up? Hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. This is Pamela, and you are watching Pam Entertainment TV, where we review movies, television series, and all things pop culture chat. Listen, a lot of news. I came across this particular subject that I'm talking about, and we are talking about Baka Not Nice. Now, if you're not sure of who Baka Not Nice is, he is one of Drake's right-hand men. He was if you were paying attention to the beef last year, he was mentioned in the Not Like Us song. You know, Baka got a weird case. Why is he around? Certified. Yeah, y'all know who I'm talking about. All right. So I'm talking about him today because he's I don't know very much about him. I know he is Drake's right-hand person. I don't know if Baka, no, I don't think Baka and Chubbs are the same person. But anyway, not really germane or necessary to this thing. But I wanted to go over real quickly. Y'all hold on, let me get my mic right, y'all. Okay. So I wanted to go over real quickly. You know how I do. Sometimes it's easier for me to go live than it is to try to build this up as a video with any edits and all that other good stuff. All right. So let me take you through my thought process. So I'm going to share my screen. Here we go. Now, this man that you see before you, this is Baka Not Nice. So Baka Not Nice was on the NFR Podcast. And let me read you what the tagline is on X. It says, Baka Not Nice on Kendrick Lamar's name drop on Not Like Us. And they quote him. You can't just call out a man without having paperwork to back up your talk. If you go back and look at all these people saying things, they're not even actual people. They're bots. Now, let me give some context to what they're talking about. Just some, not sure about all of it, but the context is we understand that Drake is suing UMG for defamation, and he was at one point suing iHeartRadio and Spotify, saying that UMG paid for payola, UMG paid to push the song Not Like Us, push it to the point where that they possibly paid for bots, that they possibly paid for all these other things. Now, the bot story came off a DJ Academic's page, website, stream is a better word. It came off DJ Academic's stream, where a caller called in and said that he was hired by Interscope Records and was paid $2,500 to push, what was it, about 300,000 or 30,000 positive, so that he can get 300,000 positive likes or whatever it is, the little click thing on Spotify, to help artificially inflate the numbers for Not Like Us. So this is the context that they're talking about. So I'm going to let him speak. It's a clip from the whole podcast. If you want to hear the whole full podcast, go to the NFR podcast. But let you listen to what we're talking about, and then we'll come back on the other side and talk about it.
At first, my first initial thing was to respond, and respond quickly,
Yeah.
very efficiently,
Mm-hmm.
and very to the point.
Very directly.
Yeah, and but like it was like it started brewing in me because where I come from, like that shit doesn't happen. Like you can't just call out a man and not have paperwork
Yeah.
to back up your talks. Like
Yeah.
that is it's ludicrous.
It
And
is.
then like to see like a whole nation behind it and
Mm.
celebrating it like it's
Yeah.
a true story is unbelievable because you know everybody has to understand like I have a kid,
Mhm.
Drake has a kid,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? So like making accusations like that are like ridiculous and
It is.
out of this world, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So but like what I was going to tell you is this, like I was building up a lot of anger and stuff like that,
Mhm.
but then I got a call and I don't know why I got this call. It's like God said something to him or
Yeah.
something, but the boy, sorry, it might not have been a call, it might have been a text message, but he messaged me
Yeah.
and he's like, yo, I know what you're feeling. I know you as an
Mhm.
individual and
Yeah.
I know how you get down,
Yeah.
but I'm just letting you know, like, don't listen to the noise because
Mhm.
it's noise. And
Noise.
if you go back and look at all these people that are saying things or having anything to say, they're not even actual real people. They're like bots.
Exactly.
So like, don't let that shit bother you, bro.
Facts.
Like, and you know what? Like, I mean, it's not a good thing, but they're calling your name. You know what I'm saying? And at the
That's
end
a
of the
fact.
day, you know, like they're gonna get over this crap because
Yeah.
they're gonna realize that this crap, and then they're gonna go do their own research.
Mhm.
And when you do your own research, you're gonna be like, wow, this guy made up a whole story about something that isn't even true, and it makes you look weird to me. I don't know.
It does.
But I want to say one thing to America, and y'all need to like get yourself together because yo, making accusations on people, serious accusations like that, you need to have paperwork. That is the rule, like number one rule that everybody goes by.
Mhm.
So don't switch up. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right. We heard Baka. He says the number one rule is y'all have to have some paperwork, all right? Paperwork. 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 All right, so let's get to some of this paperwork. Let me share my screen. All right. So this is coming from Complex, and this was written by Joe Price back on May 13th. And the headline is, "What is Baka Not Nice Weird Case? Kendrick Lamar references on Drake Diss Not Like Us." Baka Not Nice is a Canadian rapper and an associate of Drake who previously spent time behind bars. And this man right here is Baka Not Nice. So what is his weird case? And let's see where it goes. On K-Dot's Thunderous Not Like Us, he makes some serious allegations against Drake and his OVO sound roster. Among those is Travis Savoy, a rapper and former security guard, otherwise known as Baka Not Nice. And it says here, and I quote, "Say Drake, I hear you like him young." Kendrick raps on the track. "You better not ever go to cell block 1. To any bitch that talks to him, and they in love, just make sure you hide your little sister from him." Now, I will say this, most what I'm going to be talking about when I make my little commentary and my opinions is my opinions. It's not rooted in any facts, and everything will be alleged. Now, I want to get that particular thing out of the way. Give me 1 second, y'all. Anyway, so this line here says, to any bitch that talk to him and they in love, make sure you hide your little sister from him. Now, from my understanding, just from what they've said online and the gossip part of everything, and everything is alleged, this right here, to any bitch that talks to him and they in love, is referring to Lotto and 21 Savage. Just make sure you hide your little sister from him. It is alleged that Drake was talking to or went out on a date with Lotto's younger sister. So I don't remember when that 21 Savage song or when they recorded it. It wasn't that long ago, because I think if I'm not mistaken, they performed that song on SNL. I believe it was. They performed that song on SNL. So it should have happened around this time, and that's what they're saying. They say it. So let's continue. They tell me Chubb's the only one that gets your hand-me-downs, and Party's at the party playing with his nose now. And Baka got a weird case. Why is he around? Certified lover boy or certified PDF file? Those are the lyrics. They talk about who is he. He says he is a Toronto-based rapper and longtime friend of Drake. He previously had his career as a security guard, but he has since signed with OVO Sound. He served as Drake's bodyguard before making several contributions to the Toronto rapper's music. He made his first appearance on one of Drizzy's songs on the 2013 album, Nothing Was the Same. He followed that up with appearances on More Life and Scorpion. He signed to OVO Sound in 2017 and has dropped 2 solo releases through the label, 4 Milli in 2018 and No Long Talk in 2019. It says here, so here's the question. What was Baka Not Nice charged with? What was this weird case? In 2014, Baka Not Nice was arrested for allegedly forcing a 22-year-old woman into prostitution. The following year, per the Toronto Sun, so this was reported in the Toronto Sun, he pleaded guilty to assaulting the woman and failing to comply with conditions for unrelated firearm charges. The procuring for prostitution and human trafficking charges against him were dropped because the woman refused to testify. According to authorities, the victim got into an argument with Baka when she found him passed out drunk as food burned on the stove. She told him off for falling asleep with food cooking, and he allegedly pushed her to the floor. The woman allegedly worked as an escort and was reportedly in a relationship with him at the time of the incident. Diddy served time in prison. He was sentenced to 6 months in prison following his guilty plea, but he avoided further time behind bars because he had already spent 10 months in custody following his 2014 arrest. So the 10 months plus the 6 months, that's a year and 4 months. Upon Baka's release in 2015, Drake celebrated the news in a since deleted Instagram post. Something's in the air today. A lot of good things are happening at once, but this one means the most. Been waiting for 11 months. Baka's finally home. All right. So that was the quote unquote weird case. It started off as a trafficking. So let's be fair about the reporting of what it is. It started off as a forcing into prostitution and an unrelated firearms charge and trafficking charges, but they were dropped because the woman chose not to testify against him. So that's the weird case that Baka Not Nice had. Okay. So that got me to thinking. Baka said, you got to have the paperwork. Okay. Before you levy any of these charges, right? He says you got to have the paperwork. Let me get back to my And so I saw the post and I quoted the post and I reposted it on my page. But under my post, when I posted on there, my question was, we're moving the goalpost all the time. So I said, where is the paperwork that Kendrick beat Whitney? One of their kids is Dave Freeze. Where is that paperwork? Meanwhile, there's paperwork on your weird case. It's documented. Again, we saw the news report, and it's also documented in the Toronto Sun of his assault charge and video evidence of Drake liking them young, always moving the goalpost. And he addressed the United States of America, saying that, you all are talking about this and you all need to have paperwork. Okay. So let's get tit for tat. Where's your paperwork? With all the things that Drake said, where is that paperwork? Has Drake produced the paperwork? Obviously not. And I'm being facetious at this point, because he's asking UMG to provide paperwork. And then he said something about, well, I don't know why I'm getting upset. It's because they're all bots. What bots? I'm looking forward to the trial, if there's going to be one. I'm looking forward to it. Because again, I think that this case is very fascinating, and the implications of this case, regardless if UMG wins, regardless if Drake and his company wins, the implications on hip hop are going to be tremendous. Hip hop has not been under fire like this since the 2 Live Crew and the parental advisory stickers back. When was that? Y'all, was that in the 90s, the early 90s, the late 80s, early 90s? It must have been in the 90s, because I remember Al Gore's wife was the one, Tipper Gore, was the one that was leading the charge for that. So it had to be, I believe it was in the 90s, whenever Bill Clinton was president. That's been so long ago. But it hasn't. And so this case is going to be fascinating about this. I've done a video already talking about that. The judge has said that he was not going to stay the discovery, so Drake can request information from UMG. UMG has the right to refuse certain things under certain parameters. But from what I understand, one of the things that Drake is looking for, he wants to see the contract. And I'm not sure about if Kendrick's contract with UMG through his PG Lang imprint is going to yield anything. But I'm assuming that he's wanting to see everything that had to do with the song Not Like Us and how it was promoted and all these other things. And so it's going to be an interesting case. But again, Baka is asking for paperwork. We need to see, he talked about when you levy charges and stuff like that, you need to have paperwork. I'm still waiting on the paperwork about, so do you have the paperwork or the DNA test for, just tell us that Dave Free is the father of one of Whitney's children? Do we have the paperwork that says that police reports or any of that paperwork that you're requesting about Kendrick Lamar allegedly putting his hands on Whitney? Now, I do remember that there was a blind item that was out, and then I saw a video of a young lady on talking about there was a rapper that was at her hotel in New York, and his name rhymed with something she said, but it was rhyming to mean Kendrick, that he apparently had was in a fight and he had beat up somebody or something like that, and the hotel manager was called or something like that. It was something in there. So I remember it being out, but I don't remember anything coming of it. I do remember they asked Kendrick Lamar about it. He addressed it on the Breakfast Club. He said that did not happen. He addressed it. Again, we didn't see any paperwork. I know that song Family Matters relied when he was dissing Kendrick, it relied heavily on those particular lines. And then when the Not Like Us video came out, when was that was that on July 4th? Yeah, I think it was July 4th of last year. Whitney was in the video. So and that doesn't, listen to me. I'm not a naive person. in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't mean that it did, or it doesn't mean that it didn't happen. All I'm saying is, Baka, where the paperwork? Where is it? And it's like moving the goalposts. They can get out here and say what they want to say, make claims, whatever they want to be able to make the claims, tweet and delete and do all of these little different things. When someone makes a claim against them, then it's like, oh my gosh, people of the United States, y'all can't say that. Y'all got to have paperwork. If y'all don't sit your little asses down, if y'all don't hush, talk about some paperwork. Mm. Mm, 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 mm. Well, y'all, that's all I got. I just wanted to go over there. I just got so tickled. I got so tickled on this. I went back and forth with a couple of people, but I just got tickled with the whole situation. They're talking about bots. They're talking about all these things because one young man was going back and forth with me, and he said, well, I guess he said they discovered bots yesterday. And I said, they probably discover bots every week, because I hear a lot of artists, particularly independent artists, when there is an uptick or downtick or whatever it is on their Spotify account, Spotify will flag their account and tell them that they won't be making money this week, or they're investigating because of the uptick of any of those things. And so I'm quite sure that Spotify and I don't know exactly if iHeartRadio does that as well, because iHeartRadio is a radio, so they're just playing songs, and maybe that's where the payola part comes in with iHeartRadio. But with Spotify, they get streams, and they get paid however much they get paid for those streams. So I would dare to say that there is something going on over there that they can figure out where the bots are. Now, according to the person that called in on DJ Academic stream, that Spotify doesn't know how to do any of that. And that's why he was able to create and put out 300,000 streams for $2,500. And is it me? But isn't that $2,500 to do that? I mean, is it? I mean, I don't know why just that whole process seems like a lowball amount for the person who is going to get the increase. $2,500 doesn't seem like a lot for the work that has to be done. But anyway, who am I? All right, people, we do this every week. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Like, comment, and subscribe. What do y'all think about this? What do you think about Baka asking for paperwork? Should Kendrick provide some paperwork? Now, I've been watching a few videos on YouTube because apparently DJ Vlad, aka Informer, DD bum bum down, was talking with DJ Academics, and he made some very powerful claims. Let me see if I can find that real quick, y'all. Give me one moment. Let me see if I can find that. Give me one moment. Let me do this. All right, I'm not going to hold y'all long. Okay, I found it. Give me one moment. I'm going to share my screen. All right.
At the feds told.
All right, so this is what they're talking about.
Well, I'm not 100.
So they're talking about Drake, and we're going to let DJ Academics lead this, and then we'll come back at the other side of this.
All right, well, I'm not 100% sure of this, but someone I know who, if you watch Vlad TV, you've seen this person on my show.
It could be anybody.
Had a contact with the feds, and someone at the feds told him that Diddy's getting bail.
Really?
Yeah. Someone from the federal system told someone I know that Diddy's getting bail. All right, well, I'm not 100% sure of this, but someone I know.
Hold up, that's the wrong clip. Hold on, let me find the right clip, y'all. Sorry about that. All right, I'm not seeming to find it. And as soon as I get off the stream, watch you find it. Because I didn't realize I had to go so far. And I don't know, did y'all notice that it seems like DJ Vlad and DJ Academics has the same tonality in their voices and how they speak? It sounds so similar to me. Oh. Well, I'm going down through his post and I don't see it. Did they make him take it down? Maybe I'm too late. Okay, I'm too far back. I can't find it. So I don't want to keep y'all long. But I don't want to keep y'all long. Hold on, what is this? All right, people. I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. We do this every week. I was trying to look for that clip because as I remember the clip, he said that under DJ Vlad stated that not DJ Academics. What is this man's name? Drake. He says that there was some things going on at the Hidden Hills home that Drake owned when he lived in California. That there was some nefarious things that happened at that within that home. Hold on, I may find it. Hold on, y'all. All right. I found the audio for it. So let me share my screen. This is coming off of Cola T Reacts. Give me 1 second. I just pulled up. So just listen to what we have. And it may come on twice again because this is probably his intro. Hold on.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be surprised if
Not one person that's accused Drake of anything.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be surprised if some shit starts coming out. Because from what I understand, when Drake first moved to like Hidden Hills, like they were wilding out in that house. And him and his homies were doing some shit that probably got covered up somehow. You know what I'm saying? And now maybe people got paid. And
I remember he was partying. No, not like.
I heard some stories.
30-minute complaint. Don't worry, Vlad. These lawyers are working overtime, and that third amended complaint is on the way. That third amended complaint is on the way. You know too much. you know too much, and the lawyers out there having their little meeting. You know, God lied, B. You know about God lied, B.
All right. So you just heard that. I didn't want to go into that, but I wanted for you all to hear what DJ Vlad and DJ Academics were talking about. Now, my understanding it's going to be a 3-hour interview. They're going to talk about a whole lot of things. If y'all want to get the more of the context of what's going on, y'all go check out that interview. All right. Now for real. Y'all, please hit that like button and subscribe. And once you subscribe, you'll open to a plethora of videos where I've done movie reviews, television reviews, and my pop culture chats. And also, I do celebrity legal news. Again, y'all, please tell a friend, tell a kin, tell a coworker, tell that heifer that you cannot stand that I'm over here making these videos. And as always, people, bye-bye. Y'all think Baka them gonna give us the paperwork? I doubt it, child. All right. Peace.